The savanna awakens, a world of untamed beauty and raw survival. But in this realm of tooth and claw, an extraordinary tale unfolds, one that challenges everything we thought we knew about the wild. As the first light of dawn spread across the savanna in gentle shades of gold and pink, a hush lingered over the plains. Birds began their chorus from the thorn trees, while wildebeest and zebra stirred in the distance. But for one majestic creature, the day had already begun. A lone lion moved through the tall grass with a steady, commanding gait, his dark mane flowing in the breeze. Hunger gnawed at his belly, his ribs showing faintly beneath his golden hide. The pride was scattered across their vast territory, leaving him to hunt alone. Solitary hunts were not his strength, but necessity pressed upon him. His amber eyes scanned the horizon, spotting a herd of antelope grazing nearby. The lion crouched low, muscles tightening, every instinct sharpening to a familiar rhythm. But before he could advance, something broke that rhythm. A small, fragile cry drifting across the grass. Curiosity momentarily stronger than hunger, the lion followed the sound. Through the brush, he found its source. A baby antelope. It's no more than a few weeks old, its spindly legs trembling beneath it. No mother stood near. The calf was alone, vulnerable, and terrified. The lion's shadow fell over the tiny creature. His instincts surged, recognizing easy prey that would ease the ache in his belly. His jaws parted slightly, the taste of hunger thick on his tongue. But as the calf's trembling eyes locked with his, something shifted. Instead of prey, he saw vulnerability. Instead of meat, he saw life, fragile and fleeting. In a moment that defied nature's usual laws, the lion did not strike. He lowered his massive head, nose brushing against the calf's flank, and then something extraordinary happened. He lay down beside the trembling calf, curling his body protectively around it. Hours passed, and the lion did not leave. He watched over the little one, his golden eyes softening in a way few had ever seen. When hyenas crept too close, a thunderous roar ripped through the air, sending them scattering. The calf remained pressed against him, finding unlikely safety in the mane of its natural predator. Day bled into night, and still the lion guarded it. Other lions passed through, drawn by curiosity, but none dared harm the calf under the watchful eye of the great male. His protective stance was absolute, rewriting the usual dynamic between hunter and hunted. The paradox continued for days. The lion's hunger remained, his body weakening, yet whenever his eyes fell upon the calf, he chose restraint. He licked its fragile body as if it were his own cub, steadying it with gentle nudges when it stumbled on weak legs. In those moments, the king of beasts became a tender guardian. But nature is unyielding. The calf was too young to graze properly, too fragile to survive without its mother's milk. Its strength waned with each passing day. The lion did what he could, guarding, comforting, shielding, but he could not provide what it needed most. On the fourth evening, as the sky burned crimson and shadows stretched long across the plains, the inevitable unfolded. The calf grew too weak to stand, its cries fading into soft whimpers. The lion circled restlessly, refusing to accept what was happening. He pressed his nose against the calf's side, as if his strength could somehow flow into the failing body. Then, with one last fragile sigh, the calf grew still. Silence spread heavy across the savanna. The lion lingered beside it, his great body hunched low. He rested a massive paw lightly on the calf's side, unwilling to let go. Eyes, once fierce and regal, now reflected something almost like grief. For all his power, he could not command life to remain. Only when night deepened and stars filled the sky did he finally rise. Hunger gnawed at him, sharper than ever, but he did not turn to the calf. Instead, he lifted his head toward the heavens and released a deep, resonant roar, not of conquest, but of mourning. In the days that followed, he returned to the laws of survival. He stalked, he chased, he killed again, yet something within him had shifted. He had been, for a fleeting time, not only a hunter but a guardian, a reminder that even in the raw heart of nature, compassion could bloom. Researchers who had witnessed the bond shared the story with the world. Photographs spread across the globe, the image of a great male lion lying protectively beside an antelope calf, predator and prey resting together in peace. People marveled, seeing not just an oddity of behavior, but a symbol. It was proof that gentleness can live within strength, evidence that even the fiercest hearts are capable of compassion. Though the calf's life was short, it was not meaningless. For a few precious days, it transformed the most fearsome of hunters into a guardian. Its brief existence became a lesson, echoing far beyond the savannah. Even now, travelers who pass through that region sometimes speak of a lion unlike the rest. They describe a male whose gaze carries unusual depth, whose roar resonates with something more than dominance. Perhaps he remembers. Perhaps in the hidden corners of his heart, he carries the ghost of a calf he once sheltered. The savannah moves on, as it always does, life and death woven inseparably together. Yet in that brief interlude, beneath the endless African sky, a lion proved that power does not erase compassion. That even where survival rules supreme, kindness is never wasted. And perhaps that is the truest legacy of the calf, not in its survival, but in the way it awakened gentleness in the king of beasts, leaving behind a reminder that the wild still has room for wonder.